Hey everybody, once again, it's time for another wonderful review by yours truly, the old biker chess dude. So, looking back on last Wednesday's games, which are some of the most exciting ones we have, I want to tell you about some very promising individuals and recognize just the talent that they have, that they're putting forth in their games, and which makes them kind of right on the cutting edge. You're asking, well, how can that be, biker dude? It takes dedication. It takes gumption. It takes a lot of time. But you can do it. Yes, you can. And here's one person I think you're going to really enjoy. This game is going to demonstrate to you today that regardless of how strong the other person is or how weak they are, the games can be exciting and that you can learn from. Here we got today is going to be one of the stars of our group. You know Mike, the Navy, Lennox, well, his lovely wife, Leah. Grumpygirl. She's grumpy. I don't know why she's got that name. I've never seen her grumpy. I don't know. Maybe that's why you call a tall guy tiny. But either way, Grumpygirl, the lovely Ms. Leah. I've been with her as she's been playing with over here at the Chess and Coffee. We were together and stuff. And she has picked up so well, and we're going to show you that we're putting that to a test. We're putting it to a test against this guy. His name is Wiederkommer. His rating, 2215. Wow. Ain't nobody that high in my group. And Grumpygirl has gotten her up to 1464. I think she's a little underrated on that. I think she's a little higher. Just because she has been doing what I've asked her to do, haven't you? But we're going to demonstrate to you just how things are coming about with her to give you that perspective that keep going. Don't stop. Give him the kick right in the now. Just do it. So here we are again. Our Wednesday game 5. With 5-second increments. It's a Swiss at lead chess for the chess vets. Make sure you're there. All right. Now, we've switched the board down. Leah is playing. Grumpygirl's is black. And the 2215 guy is white. All right. So, right off the bat, we go over here. He starts off with basic E4. How is Leah going to do it? She decides that, hey, I'll respond. E4. Everything's looking good. Knight F3, Knight C6. What are we getting in here? A lot of possibilities on some, openings. You got the Italian, you got the 4 knights, we'll see. White comes in with the Roy Lopez. Oh my gosh, it's one of the first ones we open up here. The idea now is that the white knight is attacking the E5 pawn. It's defended by the C6. White is threatening to exchange the knight and win this pawn. That's the idea. But the pawn can be defended, the knight can move away. We're going to see where it goes. Leah says, well, this is how I'm going to play it right here. I play bishop E7. Now that's an unusual move. I've never seen it played like this. Because again, it leaves it open for bishop takes and then white to win this pawn. But as I look back, and of course, I always want to. As of late, I've been checking some references that says, is this a move or is it not a move? And of course, it is. That these first few moves right here have been played by some master strength or better players. In fact, in this position right here, move for move has been played by the Russian Grand Prix Rapid Championship back in. February of 2018. White was Dmitry Korkiev, and black was Vladislav Nozdarachev. Again, I apologize for messing up those names. But right here at those particular points, they're following some moves that have been played by masters or better. So, hey, cutting edge moves. So, okay, let's see, what's White going to do? Of course, he follows through with his plan. Bishop takes C6. She takes back with the queen pawn. Now notice this opens up the queen, and it also opens up the diagonal for the white bishop, the light squared bishop on C8. What does white do? What does he? He takes the pawn, of course. He follows his plan. Now white is a pawn up. But what compensation does black have? His bishops are now open. White is black is almost it's just one piece away from castling his king. White can castle, but then again, even though he has a piece out in the center on the e5 square, he's all by himself. Remember, pawns hold terrain, they hold the position, but it's pieces that win the game for you. Alrighty, so we continue. Knight takes e5. What's Leah going to do? Queen to d4. Outstanding! Leah comes in there with a kick right in the neck, right in the gut. Should look at this fantastic move. He says, oh, you're going to get a pawn on me, are you? Are you going to get a pawn? Well, let's see what you're going to have. You're not developed very much. Queen simultaneously attacks the knight on e5, which doesn't have a whole lot of places to go, and the undefended pawn on e4. This is looking good. You never know. Let's continue. How's it going? White has to take the knight back. No, I have nowhere to go. Everywhere else, he's going to get smashed. Queen takes e4 check. She regains back her pawn. King has to run. Queen back to g6. Okay, going to consolidate her pieces and stuff. This is looking good. White has lost the right to castle. That is a very important thing that is as you play. I've won a game where it says, you know, white's stuck. Now it's just a matter of tearing apart down some pawn line, open up some lines against the king. King might be in a lot of trouble. This is coming up. See, what did I tell you? The grumpy girl, she ain't got time to hear no excuses. He's the grumpy girl. Continuing on, white says, okay, I gotta start making some pawn moves here so I can open up my pieces. His whole queen side isn't developed yet. Black decides that she's doing great. I'm telling you, the move of the knight to f6, she's opening up a way for our castle king to be castled. She's throwing another piece developed towards the center. Black is looking fine. White's bringing up some pieces. He ain't going to be behind. Black castles, and now he brings out his queen. Right now, as we're looking at it, White's a little bit behind. I mean, things are going. Black is castled. He's safe. White is still trying to muster up developing of his pieces. Black has a little bit of tempo going up here. If things start getting a little rocky, this could be a problem. Also, I want you to notice out there for the white. His rook on h1. Since the king was checked and moved over to the side, his rook is basically stuck in the tail. It'll take 2-3 moves just to get it out. So essentially, right now, white is playing a piece down. Technically, let's see how far she takes this one. She plays bishop g4, attacking the knight there. This might be pretty good because now you whack that knight. You double up white's pawn. You're busting up his pawn structure. Very hard to defend. Makes it a little breezy around the king area. Okay, our master guy comes out there playing queen to g5. What's he trying to do up here? Obviously, he does not want our grumpy girl to have her queen. I'm telling you, as everyone knows, you just when the queen ain't happy, nobody's happy. Oh gosh, what are you gonna do with this? I'm telling you. All right, so how does she do this? I mean, we're gonna look up there. Does she exchange? Well, it can't run away. Maybe how she does it's going to be very important. She brings back her bishop. And I was thinking, maybe she could have taken the knight and doubled up them pawns a little bit, but bringing it back. Okay, she wants to save her pawn structure. Queen takes, bishop takes back. He brings the other bishop. Now he's saying, okay, now I'm going to have to start rocking and rolling with you. This has got some real kind of we got some thoughts here. The Grumpy Girl's well, her knight is protected. It's got the G pawn and the bishop out here. You know, some guys I would think of, I thought first off, okay, I'll play the knight to D5. You take, I take back with my knight. My pawn structure, other than the pawns on C file, is back. I don't know. But then again, she plays the knight to D5. What if she just takes first the knight? Take. I don't know. There's a lot of complications coming up here. But as you know, and I know, and the Grumpy Girl definitely knows, women's minds are complicated. Lots of things going on in there. I mean, because their logical mind is attached to their emotional side of their mind, and the thoughts are going like electrical. But the knight, the bishop, I got what I got to do. They didn't do it. He didn't take the garbage out. Lots going on in a woman's mind, and we're going to find out why right now. Here he comes out there. How does she defend this one out there? She plays the rook. Now it's good to get your rook situated here in the center. It's doing nothing on the A file at the moment. Nothing's attacking the pawns out there. Bring your rooks to where do they belong? On open and half open files. That's where the rooks can do their damage. All right. White does the same thing. See, do you see? These are tried and true. Tried and true. Gosh, the Grumpy Girl's got me on. No, these are tried and true rules and things that happen that you can count on. Back again. She defends her bishop as it's being attacked. She brings up the G3 square. He's got to move out his king so he can connect up his rooks. C5. Not sure where she's going with this one. What that also does, well, it guards here. It takes away the C4 square. I mean the D4 square from the knight, maybe pushing it. I'm not sure exactly, but what that also does is it takes away the square that the pawn was guarding for a knight to do a shorty into the to D5. Now, if she can find some way to get in here, or maybe even at such a point, play the knight out to E4, protected by the pawn. Man, there's too many things going up here. That's why I don't have a master rating. He goes up his king. Again, he's connecting those rooks. Now, the rook that was in the corner is now gonna break through and come back into the battle. She plays C4. She's looking for a center break. He takes it, says, you want the center, you can have it. Now, her double pawns are eliminated, but white has double pawns. Brings the bishop out to B4. If that bishop takes the knight, white will have triple monster pawns on the C file, which could just be picked off left and right. Got to get rid of her the knight, because that could be a problem. Comes back and takes it. Boy, each one of their pawn structures are just wrecked to pieces. Takes the rook, brings the rook. The bishop, knight finally comes out. Now we got a few problems out here. I mean, look at, it's attacking the bishop. This pawn on C7 is vulnerable. The pawn on F6 is vulnerable. And if that knight takes a pawn on F6, that could be problems. So what do you got to do? It looks like she might have to come out here and bring the bishop back to D7 to E7 to protect that pawn, so she can bring up her king to take over the job of doing it. She just can't. We're down to just a handful of pieces. Every piece, every move counts. Let's give it a shot. What are we doing? Oh man, she's over there, and this is where Grumpy Girl overlooks something. It's one of the things. Again, the mind, the emotion, the electric. She comes out there and protects the C7 pawn. That's an initial response. That's something you want that comes to your mind. But overlooked the pawn on F6. White, being a master, that's probably what he was setting up for. Hits the Hits the pawn, check to the king, check to his majesty. She goes back to defend it. He knows what's going to happen. They exchange the pawn, rook and the knight. White's rook comes out and activates itself. Now, black does have two bishops, which can be very powerful when used together. She comes out there to d7. Got to try to keep the rook from invading into the back rank. She pushes up her pawn to the c3. Oh, now we're coming up there. She's doing some more striking towards the center. Pushes the pawn up to f5. b4. f3. f4. Jeez. Hits the pawn on c5. Protected by the pawn on b4. Bishop is going to have to be forced to move. He can't just move up before it. He's going to have to drop back. Bishop drops back. Knight comes again. Rack, check, another fork. Going back, takes the knight, but by the king going back to c8, it leaves the bishop here unprotected. She takes, rook takes. This is not looking good for the grumpy girl, and I'm telling you one thing. If Leah's down like this, and luckily we mute the mics, but the grumpiness is coming in full force. She moves the pawn. She takes back the pawn. The king tries to get out. White's rook on the seventh rank is going to start to clear out the pawns. White has a veritable avalanche of white pawns coming down. Black, because the rook is stuck on the back row rank, and at that point, Grumpy Girl resigned. The takeaways from this that you can come out there and know up there is that although she did, she got outplayed a little bit because the guy is higher rated than she is. He's had a little bit more experience. One thing that he did not do is he didn't walk all over her. She put up a very good fight, and if you take away a couple of the missteps over there, her play was equal to a master. It was keeping him back. I'm so proud of her. I'm a charter member of the Leah cheering squad. Drives my wife crazy. She'll be playing me, and while we're out there, and I'm cheering her to find the right move, just because she's a cool person. And my wife would come up and say, "Are you cheering for your opponent to beat you?" And I said, "Well, it's Leah. She's learning." And she goes, "I'll never understand you." That's okay, but we're doing very well. I want to encourage you and others out there that if you're wanting to enjoy some great chess, the chess vets have got it, and we want to invite you to join us on Wednesdays. And it doesn't matter. We do have some big guns that stop in every so often, people we don't even know, but all of us have a core where we play against each other, and it's a great time, and you learn a lot. So let the message go forth from this time and place. The old biker chess dude wants to see you, along with the grumpy girl, my chess vets, the Navy, Dennis the Destroyer, and a whole cast and crew here at Lee Chess for Wednesday night Swiss. We'll talk to you guys in just a little bit. You take it easy now. Bye. Welcome everybody. This is the old biker chess dude. I told you I'd be back. Hey, Chess and Coffee has expanded once again into a new and exciting project. I told you a little bit about it, kind of teased you, but now I've come up with a little bit more information. It's going to be chess, coffee, and conversations, what we normally experience anyway during a chess game, especially when we have chess. And we're looking for more participation from people like you. So, mark down in your books that we're going to be meeting at the High Point Church, 1250 Wyndham Parkway in Romeoville. So you get off at the I-55 Weber North to the light, right by Tilted Kilt, turn right, you'll see it right where we're at. That's what's going to be the hub of what we're going to be doing. So, what are you doing on Sunday?
We're going to be starting at about mid-January. Mark it down, put it in your phone, scribble it on the paper by the refrigerator. That's what my mom used to do. And then see if you don't agree that there is going to be something exciting that's going to come about of this. The biker chess dude has passed the word. Let it go forth from this time and place. That I'm looking for you and I need you to have a great time. Come on down, you're going to love it. See you at Chess, Coffee, and Conversations.